Cool. All right, final concept for today, and then I'll open it up to a bunch of questions for you guys if you have it. We've talked about this a bit, but we never explicitly said it. We talked about frame control. We talked about the girl being on a pedestal. We talked about all those kind of things. But a major culmination of all this is what we call the buyer-seller dynamic, okay? And the idea is this. In every interaction, one person is trying harder than the other one, or one person is of lower value than the other one and has less willingness to walk away, right? Have you ever been with a girl and she's so into you, you can just tell she won't walk away no matter what, right? And no matter what, she wants to get in a fight with you, you're like, okay, fine, go. And then you absolutely know 100% she'll give in to whatever you want because she said in her mind, I will not leave, right? She's given away her power to leave. Imagine in I hate thinking of relationships as a negotiation over and over again, but in a way they kind of are, right? It's a positive-sum negotiation. It's a negotiation where both sides are getting a huge benefit, but there definitely is this back and forth where one person's benefit sometimes takes away from the other one, right? Think about it in a negotiating context. If you went into a negotiation, like you're negotiating something, and your boss told you you are not allowed to leave without a settlement, right? You might still do a good job negotiating, but what if the other person knew? Like they saw the memo from your boss that said, no matter what, you must reach an agreement during this negotiation. You'd be fucked. You'd be completely fucked. Because then you'd sort of reach an agreement, actually, you know what? I don't like that anymore. I think I want this, this, and this too. And well, no, that's not unfair. Okay, fine, it's fine. I'll go. It's fine. We don't need to do this. And you have to. You're under orders. No, come back. Okay, fine. I'll give you this. All right, cool. Sounds good. Oh, by the way, I just remembered. I want this, this, and this. You know what I mean? You just keep getting nibbled away at, and you have no power. Okay? The second you can't leave, the second you're unwilling to leave, the second you don't have boundaries, you have no power in the negotiation. You have no power in the relationship. Okay? So as soon as with any girl you've decided, I can't leave this girl. She's the one. If I left her, I'd never get another one to replace her. Even if she's an amazing girl, even if it was your wife, right? One day or whatever. Even if that was the case, as soon as you decide they're absolutely, I have no boundaries, I absolutely will give in to anything, I have to keep this, you will get walked over and the relationship will be awful. You'll be in a relationship where you just get used, abused, have no power, have no control, okay? That's the ultimate version of being in the seller frame and the qualifying frame as opposed to the buyer frame. But it exists to a lesser degree a lot of times, right? Now, the standard frame, when a man walks up to a woman, we've talked about this a bit before too, is woman on a pedestal. I don't know how that's an N, but a woman on a pedestal, man down here, right? It's this idea of the woman being higher value than the man. And a lot of the reason for that is that the man is doing the approach, right? The man is actually the one approaching the woman. So it's well, I'd like to be the one who cares less about the interaction, but she didn't try to have this interaction. I approached. She doesn't know who I am. I clearly want her. How does that work? How can that work? And the idea here that you want to take on is the idea that just because you approached it doesn't mean you've decided on it. You've decided there's a possibility, okay? So let's say that you were to go to buy a car, and you've decided, certain types of cars you like, whatever, and you go up to, the car dealership and you're looking at a particular car, what if the car dealer, you said hey, I see you looking at that, and you're well, yeah, I just want to tell you I really think I'd be good for this car. I think I'd provided a good garage. I have one of those little car bra things. I'll take good care of it. I drive in such a way I get good gas mileage. I won't let my kids do the gear shifting, I promise, right? Would you qualify them why you can buy the car? Would you even think of doing that? You wouldn't. But the fact of the matter is you approached the car. You drove to the car lot and you came to look at the car. So why is it that in that situation, the car dealer doesn't have all the value, right? It's because just because you came to look at the car doesn't mean you've decided to buy it. Same thing with a girl. Because remember, how many girls are there on the planet? 3.5 billion, right? And how many hot? Some 350 million, some whatever. It's big numbers. Big fucking numbers of girls, all right? So the fact of the matter is, okay, I see a hot girl. I'm a man, I have a penis. Yes, I'm interested. Yes, I'm interested. And I shouldn't hide it. I make no apology for it. However, if this hot girl doesn't like me, or we don't have a good interaction, has that fundamentally changed my life? Not really. Because if this hot girl had a chance of liking me, there are millions and millions of others just like her, or just of an equal caliber, I mean, not the same, they're not all the same, but of a similar caliber that would like me, right? And if no girl of that caliber would like me, well then this was a meaningless interaction anyway, so I shouldn't be reactive to it. Does that make sense? So the idea is, no girl can change your life. What you actually should be going in with is this idea, is she the right one for me? It's not does she like me or not, it's is she right for me, right? And that's what you actually do when you go to buy a car, right? You're like, well, tell me the features, right? And so in a similar way, that's what you should be doing when you approach a girl. Be like, hey, you're quite cute, or I like your look. So I'm curious to get to know you. What are your features? Right now, you probably don't want to literally say the phrase, what are your features? But that's essentially what you're saying to the girl. It's like, what are your features? I'm intrigued, I'm interested. That's why I'm here. I'm not gonna lie, you're very attractive. Tell me more. Let me know, right? And funny enough, the very fact that you are doing this, what are your features type of thing, the very fact that you care to get to know her, it says two things. Number one, it says you think you're a high enough value guy that you're willing to walk away, right? You're not that guy in the negotiation that can't leave, right? Which most guys are that guy in the negotiation that can't leave. Funny enough, a lot of guys in pickup, they start off, they're the guy in the negotiation that can't leave. And then they kind of get good at, decent at pickup, and then they can kind of walk away and they learn the gamey stuff. And then what happens is they get this identity of I'm good at pickup, and then they want to succeed, even if they don't like the girl, to prove their pickup skill. And now all of a sudden, again, they're the guy that can't leave, because they won't leave for their ego, or they won't lose because they don't want to lose the pickup or whatever, right? So you have to be careful of that as well. But as soon as you're asking for the features, you're conveying, I'm the guy who can leave. I'm the high value guy. Also, interestingly enough, you're treating her like a person rather than as a trophy, because you actually care about her for her, not about her for your own validation or her to prove something to yourself, okay? So it just says all the right things. So what you really want to be doing is, instead of being the person that's selling yourself, you want to be the person that's in the buyer frame where she has to sell herself to you. So you want to be putting yourself up here and encouraging her to sell up, right? And we'll talk about that a lot tomorrow when we talk about qualification, getting the girl to qualify, getting the girl to make commitments for you as well. But understand this as sort of like a big culmination of a lot of those ideas. The evolutionary psychology idea, the frame control idea, a lot of the push-pulls and the techniques, all designed for a lot of this kind of stuff. So that's the overarching principle of what we want to get to is that, okay?